Hi, how are you? It's Travis in here, and welcome back to our adventures with the Hardcore Warrior.
Hello. Yo.
Today, we are going to be heading to Thunder Bluff, guys. And we will be learning two-handed maces and hopefully leveling it up as much as we can. But first, we are going to make our way to the Barrens, because why not? We're going to stay on the road as much as we can. And hopefully, we will avoid the Night Elf group that patrols in the southern part of the Barrens. There's like a group of Night Elves that like walk up and down that area, and they're dangerous. So if we run into them, we probably will die. So we want to avoid them. And we're going to head to the crossroads first. We'll turn in Plain Strider Menace. And I think we'll pick up fungal spores. I probably should have picked up I should have picked up raptor horns. And a few of the dungeon quests there for Wailing Caverns. But we got time, guys. We won't be going to Wailing Caverns for a bit. We haven't even done RFC yet. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing well today. I'm doing pretty good. Looking forward to using this two-handed mace and eventually getting into RFC. We're also going to probably go and see the warrior trainer there. We can learn heroic strike rank 3, mocking blow rank 1, and shield block. I'll probably just learn all of them. Why not? Costs us a bit of coin. I'll probably lose like 30 silver there. But I think it's worth it. And supposedly Fortnite players in the United States, 600,000 of them, will be getting $114 because the FTC said that they made like, I guess, purchases by accident and they weren't able to refund, I guess. And the way they were making accidental purchases was, say they had the game in sleep mode and they want to play the game, they turn it on and they accidentally purchase a skin or something like that. I guess they couldn't refund it. And also players, when they would try to review a skin, some of them would purchase it by accident, and I guess they were not able to refund the purchase. So now the FTC has made sure that those players got their money back and maybe a little bit more. It does sound predatory, though. You should be able to refund an item after, say, 24 hours. I don't know how the heck they're going to do it.
What do you need?
Have you collected the Plain Strider piece?
Very good, adventurer. With the Plain Striders gone, we'll have an easier time keeping our supply chains intact. And I hope you learned a few tricks out there in the Barrens, for your next prey has a little more fire in its blood than the Plain Striders.
The Gevra,
The
although not the
Gevra.
fiercest beast in the Barrens, are a shade tougher than the Plain Striders. Don't worry, we'll send you against bigger prey in good time. But for now, your teeth could use a little more cutting. Hunt the Gevra to the north and south, and collect their hooves. Bring them to me, and perhaps we'll next send you against something tougher.
The oases of the Barrens hide a mystery. Life energy flows from their waters, invigorating the plants and beasts that drink it. Invigorating and altering. There is a mushroom that grows near these oases. Its spores hold properties that we, the apothecaries of Lordaeron, find useful. Bring me these spores and you will earn our gratitude.
All right. Well, I'm just picking those quests up. We're mostly just going to focus on getting to Thunder Bluff, but if we do see some Zevra along the way, we'll probably slay a few of them. Also raptors as well. We're trying to slay them too. That's why I thought I should have probably got the Raptor Horns quest. Oh, there's a Zevra right there. Supposedly these guys are tougher than the Plain Striders. Do a little bit of kiting there. Dodge. kind of off the road now. Gotta watch out. There's sometimes these guys patrolling around too, the centaurs. Sever's just watching us fight here. Yeah, we'll keep on moving. Gotta watch out for the patrols. A lot of Zevra here, though. We should probably take the road. See, that guy just got a buff from just being on the road. Could use some buffs. No hooves yet. And there's a druid right there. Look at that! Look at that! Oh yeah.
I won't forget this.
I had a feeling he'd hook us up. That was kind of him. Sever's putting up a fight. There we go, our first hoof. Alright, I think this is the road we want to take, right? It's going south? Yeah, it is. We're going to be heading down to Camp Tarajo. It's kind of dangerous down there for us at level 16, so we got to kind of watch out. And we will be getting the flight point there. But we should be okay. If there's Taurens, there's somebody who just died there, Seraphic. If low-level Taurens are able to take the road all the way to Duratar, then, you know, at our level as an orc, we should easily be able to get to Thunder Bluff. And then after that, we will have a flight point to Thunder Bluff as well, so we won't have to worry about flight points for a while. We should be able to get around. Well, you know, it's a lot better than walking. This part always takes a while, just getting to all the cities and getting all the flight points, stuff like that. There's some more druids. 2 Tauren druids. Give him a wave.
Thank you.
Nice guy. Gave us a wave and some buffs. Seems like a lot of people are just doing the drive-by buffs today, man. Maybe it's coming back. And Nintendo, they purchased a gaming studio. They purchased Monolith Software, I believe they're called. There's Monolith, something like that. And they make the game called Xenoblade Chronicles. Never played it. I looked it up. Because I guess it must be a pretty damn important game. If they're buying the studio that makes it. And it's sort of like it's an ARPG. It has like a Final Fantasy style art style. It looks pretty cool. I can see why they would probably purchase that game. It has a Nintendo vibe to it. Never played it. Looks cool though. I haven't played a lot of games. Which is something I want to start doing. That's kind of the thing I want to do on the channel next year is just play some more titles other than just WoW. And I know people mostly just watch me for the WoW stuff, which is fine. I understand. But I just want to play some other games. But I am going to be playing WoW. Still be playing WoW, but I'm going to be playing other games too. I think once we're done with the Goblin, which is coming soon, we're almost, we're getting there. Level 85. I think we're like 10 levels away. Then I'll probably put another game into that slot. And then we'll like casually play the Goblin Warrior or the Worgen Hunter whenever I get the itch to play a little bit of Cataclysm. Not too sure what I like more at the moment, to be honest. But I am a bigger fan of vanilla, I will admit. I like vanilla a lot more than Cataclysm. So I'll probably the class I'll probably be playing the most is the Gnome Mage. I just really like vanilla, man. It's just they made it. It's just a great game. The Cataclysm's good too, but I don't know. Nothing beats this version of WoW, in my opinion. Like, yeah, the end game's better in retail, and the end game gets better over time. The raids get better, and you know, PvP gets better as well. But the progression curve in WoW is just, I don't know, it's almost like perfect. Just the way you just slowly progress up. Older raids being still relevant, I always think is something that's awesome that WoW's lost when it became, you know, more like retail.
Treat the Wind Rider well as it takes you to your destination. May your ancestors watch over you, adventurer.
Okay. I don't think we had any other quests to like bring anything to Thunderbluff, but yeah, like that's the one thing that kind of sucks about retail. Like you do a raid, right? And then once the new raid comes out, that old raid is irrelevant. Something I just didn't like about retail, and that becomes really prevalent in Wrath of the Lich King. That's when you start to see that happen. I guess that's why people really like TBC. In TBC, you still get back to Gruul's Lair to get trinkets and stuff. And in vanilla, you always are going back to Molten Core to try to get more Thunder Furies, right? And other like cool items. Same with BWL. Trying to get Neltharian's tier for your casters. And yeah, the raids are easy, but you have to kill a lot of bosses per week to get a chance at all that loot. So it is quite a bit, and that's where, you know, the speedrunning scene comes in. Like having to clear AQ40, Molten Core, Blackwing Lair, all in one week is pretty rough. Once you get to Nax Ramus, you can kind of stop doing maybe AQ40 and all your casters should have Nelth's tiers by the time Nax is out. But you could always end up going back to BWL. You never stop doing Molten Core, though, because you always want to be getting Thunder Furies. It's amazing that our guild didn't get one Thunder Fury throughout the entire expansion. I thought that's insane. Yeah, that's how unlucky we were. There's a druid there. I think it was like I raided Molten Core for a year and a half. I was main tank, and we only got one binding. We got the binding from Gar, but the Baron Geddon binding, it never dropped, not once. So you do it once a week, right? So how many weeks would that be? Like a year and a half. It's like, what, 18 months? It's like 72 attempts, isn't it? Probably something like that. Like, probably like close to 70. Yeah, 72 attempts, maybe? It did drop one time. And you know what's funny? I even did it on alts, and I never seen it drop. I like did Molten Core on like my mage alt, and I never seen it drop. So it's rare, but I don't know. Some guilds would get like 7 Thunder Furies. They'd be giving their rogues Thunder Furies. This is where the Taurens get their Kodos. Pretty epic moment for Taurens. I really like this zone, man. Mulgore. Probably like the most peaceful zone in the game. It seems so big too. Like if you start as a Tauren, you're like, wow, this world's huge. And then when you leave, you're like, wow, there's more? Like, what the heck? Oh, what the? Whoa. Is this really on right now? Wow, guys. Is that Dark Moon Fair? No way. So at Dark Moon Fair, you can get a 10% damage buff. I believe it's 10%. I haven't gotten in a while, but it's an amazing buff. It's like one of the best buffs in the game, and when you're raiding it, it's a big week. You're gonna get your top parses during these weeks when the Dark Moon Fair is up, and your guild will most likely get their best clear times for raids during Dark Moon Fair week. Wiping with Dark Moon Fair buff hurts the most. It's really or losing that buff. Let's see if it's actually up. Is it up in 4 days or is there a calendar? I don't think so. I think Nova World Buffs is showing it. It's showing us this. Pretty sure. Or maybe it's Questie. But I don't see it. Yeah, there's no Dark Moon Fair. Yeah, Dark Moon Fair doesn't come out during this phase. But it's right here. It would be right here with... Yeah, there's no way Dark Moon Fair's up. But once that's up, guys, oh my gosh. You get a buff like that while you're leveling in hardcore, you're going to be one-shotting stuff. It's usually right here. And on PvP servers, it's probably like one of the most toxic buffs to get because the Horde camp it on the Horde side. And then when it's on the Alliance side, the Alliance camp it. So when you get the buff, they just kill you and then you lose your buffs. So you have to do some pretty sneaky stuff to get the buff. I played Horde mostly last time. So getting this one was pretty easy, but when you have to go to Elwyn Forest, it's right outside Goldshire too, so everybody's just hanging out in Elwyn Forest, just waiting for Horde to come, and then they just kill them. And I remember I would just get the buff, and you would die, so you have to do something pretty sneaky. So what you would do is you would make sure it's the first buff you get, or one of the last, usually one of the last. And what you wait for, you kind of just, you're hanging out in Elwyn Forest by yourself, you're just on your mount, and you're waiting for a queue to pop, and then you run in for Alturic Valley or Battleground, and you wait for the queue to pop. Okay, good, we made it up the elevator. So yeah, you wait for the queue to pop, and then you get the buff as fast as you can, and then you accept the queue and just hope you live. The safest way to get it is to just go where the knoll is that gives you the buff. I believe it's a knoll. And you just die at the buff, and then you res, you take the buff, and then you accept the battleground queue. So you're queued while you're dead, and you're waiting for the queue to pop. The queue pops, you res, take the buff, queue, and then you're gone. And then at the end of the battleground, I think you're back in Orgrimmar. Pretty sure. Okay, now we're looking for this guy named Anshweka. It's a Tauren with he's the one who gives us the weapon upgrade. Or two-handed maces. Is this Anshweka? That's an auction guy. And Thunderbluff is the best place to have your bank ult. As Horde side, like, look, the auction house is right here. The bank and mailbox right here. It's really close. Okay, so where the heck is Anshweka? There he is. Ansekwa.
What? I would be honored to train you in the use of the weapons that
Guns.
I have mastered, should you have the ability to learn.
Should we learn guns? Well, we're going to learn two-handed maces. That's for sure. I don't know if we'll learn staves. We'll learn guns. Then whatever. We'll learn one-handed maces too. I don't know. Maybe we'll be tanking stuff, so... I don't think we'll learn staves. Watch us get like a staff that's really good. That does more damage than the mace.
What are you looking for? Which trainer do you seek?
Warrior.
Strong of body and spirit. There can be no stronger combination. Find your destiny with Sark Rage Totem in the Hunter's Hall.
Okay, off to the Hunter's Hall we go. Alright, so there we go, guys. We can now put this bad boy on. There it is. Doesn't look too tough, but looks like a one-handed mace, but it's a two-hander, guys. It's top heavy. Okay. So where the heck is the warrior guy? He over here? Oh, Hunter's in here. There we go.
No matter how much one learns, there is always more to know.
There we go. 20 silver for a rock strike rank 3. Mocking blow rank 1. Mocking attack that causes 22 damage, a moderate amount of threat, and forces the target to focus attacks on you for 6 seconds. That's pretty good. And then shield block. Wow, we're going to be broke. Well, we're taking it.
Walk with the earth mother.
Just get out there and farm skins. That's how we make our money. That's how we earn our keep. Slay mobs and sell skins. Well, now we can get rid of... Well, we won't get rid of the sword just yet. We'll actually probably keep it just to level it up while we're out there. Just try to keep it up with all of our other weapons. Is there anything else for us to do here? I don't think so. Could make some heavy linen bandages. We don't have any like mining to do. Oh yeah, we have to get the flight point. That would be a huge mistake. And should I stay here or should we hearth back to Orgrimmar? Oh yeah, there's a lot to do here, actually. We need to get the RFC quests. That would be a huge mistake to just come here and leave without the quests that we want to get. Alright, there we go. Some bandages now. And this mace we have, guys, it does 9.1 damage per second and it has 3 strength. But we have 0 skill with it, so we have to level it up. But yeah, I think we'll hearth back to Orgrimmar. Probably do an RFC
When mounted
soon.
on the back of a Wind Rider, one sees that its
Good.
reputation for strength
the
and
flight
speed
point.
is well earned.
Now we gotta... Gonna go to the Elder Rise. Try to get as many quests as we can. Preparation for ceremony. Bronze feathers and... Okay. Could probably pick that up. Anything over here? Until death do us part. That's a Silver Pine quest. And Serpent Bloom is a dungeon quest in the Wailing Caverns. I guess we'll pick that up too. Maybe we can jump down here and not die. But yeah, a lot of running around today. We're just going to be picking up stuff. Training our maces, guys. We shouldn't die as long as we don't fall down this elevator over here. It does happen. That's one thing about the Horde cities. They're dangerous, man. Other than Orgrimmar. Orgrimmar is probably the least dangerous city. But if you could, like, you know, fall over this and die. And there you go. You're done. And then Undercity's got that death elevator. Alright, here we go. We made it. To Elder Rise.
Well met, adventurer. You may speak to me unless you have direct business with my mistress, Magatha. I deal with most of her tasks for her so she can concentrate on more important matters. Perhaps there are some things we could discuss before you seek audience with her. Beneath the city of Orgrimmar, stout creatures known as Trogs started coming to the surface from deep below the lava-filled tunnels. In her ever-benevolence, Magatha sought to make peace with the creatures, but they turned on her diplomats, killing them. She will not allow such treatment of the Tauren people, and now consider the creatures a threat to all of the Horde. She asks that you put an end to this Trog threat before it overwhelms the Horde from below. Find Ragefire Chasm and destroy them all. The Trogs are not the only thing that interested Magatha in Ragefire Chasm. She has heard word that one of her servants, a Moor Grim Totem, found something peculiar while in the chasm, but he never made it out to show her what. She'd like Maur's
16
body
quests.
found, if it still exists, and any signs of what he found while attempting to speak to the Trogs. Return to Magatha any items of interest, and I'm sure she would be very generous in her reward. Again, seek the chasm in the darkest areas of Orgrimmar.
Alright, so we got all of the quests for RFC, guys, so we're going to be doing them soon. 5 quests. It's a lot of XP right there. Probably do it next episode. I hope we don't die. Well, maybe next episode. We might have to train up our maces still. Yeah, probably have to do that. It's going to take a while to get it up to the 70s. I'm going to try not tanking and just cross my fingers that we don't die.
Filthy scum! Leaves me for his damn crusade, because the light is the most important thing we have against the threats the undead pose. Well, what about his children? What about me? Night after night, I sat patiently waiting for him, always second to his blasted duty. Well, witness what justice brings you, adventurer. He's dead, and I'm bearing the very thing he was trying to stop. Take this piece of junk and put it on his tomb at the sepulchre. I want nothing to do with it anymore, or him. The Royal Apothecary Society, based in the great undercity of Lordaeron, has sent me here for a very specific service, adventurer. Perhaps you wish to aid me, and in turn, the Dark Lady in our efforts to advance the Forsaken. Recently, I studied a rare specimen of flora named Serpent Bloom. I believe in greater quantities this herb has great potential. Unfortunately, Serpent Bloom can only be found in the darkest recesses of the Wailing Caverns, a dangerous cave system located in the Barrens.
There's actually a quest for us to do
Adventurer,
here.
my brother soon stands before Chief Bloodhoof, and it is my honor to make his headdress
Let's go
for
do
him.
it.
I want to ask a favor of you while I finish tanning these leather straps. There is not time for me to find enough feathers, and I was wondering, would you gather more for me? You can find feathers of the correct size from the harpies residing far to the north.
We're gonna have to
and
slay
northwest
harpies?
of Thunder
I don't
Bluff.
know.
I need only 6 azure and 6 bronze feathers to complete the design.
Alright, we gotta slay some harpies. I think we'll do that. Why not? Are they here? Supposedly they're just over here. We need to level up our maces, though. It's a great place to do it. Just gonna watch out. We can't pull 2 here. Go for the... some harpies there. I know these guys are level 7, but I'm just being careful. I actually hit them. Let's level up our maces, guys. We'll start with the cougars, and then we're going to make our way to the harpies. Watch us, like, almost die to this game. very careful that we don't pull too many. We're hitting them though, so I think we're gonna win this battle. And another one patrolling over to us. Oh, that was good. Get a couple skins while we're doing this as well. And we're trying to get it up to 70, like mid 70s. Could take a while. But it's worth it. We'll be hitting pretty hard in RFC. Yeah, I don't know. Should we tank? I don't think we should have to tank, man. As long as they don't pull like crazy, we should be more than safe. But you can pull a lot of trogs in there or cultists and die, so I'm a little bit worried. But dying in RFC really sucks. Like, it can happen, but it would suck if it did. Especially when people are trying to be careful in hardcore. Yeah, we're starting to do pretty hard now. But the gear is good if we get it. There's some nice pieces in RFC. Back piece is awesome. 16 armor, 2 strength, 2 agi. And his wrists, 71 armor, 1 strength, 2 stamina. Can we start hitting the harpies, guys? Let's see. Get a bunch of rage, so. I'll do this quest now. Hitting them pretty hard, actually. Looking for bronze feathers. 157 crit right there. It's the biggest crit we've had so far with an heroic strike. Heroic strike now does 32 damage and causes a high amount of threat. Strong attack. I don't know now what we can do. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I should level up like the one-handed axe we have as well, just in case we do want to tank. The cool thing is we can switch to our mace at any time. I think I have a macro for it. It's like a swap to mace. And it swaps from like your sword and shield, you know, your one-handed weapon, to your shield to like your two-hander. I don't know where the heck it is. This could be it here. Cast defensive stance. Equip Eshkander's right claw and equip Draconian deflector. I think that's it. Must have been for something. Don't really remember. These are druid. This could be it here. Cast defensive stance, equip. Yeah, it looks like it equips a Deathbringer and Draconian deflector, and then when you cast battle stance, it equips the Bone Reaver's Edge that I had. So your two-hander. So when you do cast defensive stance, you put a sword and shield on. When you cast battle stance, go your two-handed weapon. Damn, these feathers are pretty damn rare. Not getting any XP for this, but it's a great place to level up our maces while we're also doing a quest. We'll go back up, we'll turn in the quest, and then I got my hearth set to Ogremar, so we'll just hearth back there. And if you want to be super, sweaty, you can, there's probably a Discord that tells you when Ren buffs are going to drop, I would assume. Will they give you, an idea of when a Ren buff's going to drop? Or I could just make an alt that runs over and wait for Ren to drop. And then log in, and then Ren drops. Alright, we just start the episode with Rent. Because that really does help. If you're super sweaty, you probably do that every time you play. You just get Rent buff every time. And just stack blue bar. That would really make it a lot easier to level up. But you can still die with Ren buff. It doesn't make you unstoppable, but 300 health and the extra haste you have with your melee weapon is pretty damn good. Especially at this level, it's 30 stamina. That's a lot of stamina. We won't have 30 stamina for a long time. We haven't had any stamina on us right now. That'll put us over close to 700 health. It's a good idea for dungeons. Dungeons are probably the riskiest. If I was in a dungeon group of people, I'd say all of us get rend, and then we go do the dungeon. Especially if it's close. And you have your hearth set. You get your hearth set to a location close to the dungeon. Say Scarlet Monastery, you'd have your hearth set at Brill. Go to Ogremar. Get rend. Hearth the Brill. Everybody goes in with their buffs and they just tear the place up. Just wait till Dragon Slayer buff starts dropping. And that's why they have other... I think... I don't know, do buffs ruin hardcore? I guess, kind of, a bit. But you can still die with the buff. I think buffs actually make people a little bit too confident. They might do a risky pull they wouldn't normally do. If they didn't have the buff. So where are we at right now with the maces? Haven't even been paying attention. 71, not bad. It's starting to take a little bit longer to level up. But we got our feathers, so we can get out of here now. There's actually 2 more quests. There's one over here called the Demon Cloak or whatever. I think it probably just drops off of one of them. Find someone who knows of Ghost Howl. I don't know what the heck that's all about. I think it's probably in that cave up there, maybe. I don't know. But we're just going to turn this in. And then we will hearth to Orgrimmar, guys. Yeah, the buffs do kind of make it easier. But I've already gotten a buff. So it is what it is. It's not a part of the solo self-found. You know? We still have Soul of Iron Souls self-found. Right? It's not a part of that rule set, I guess. The headdress will certainly be a wonderful gift for my brother.
Thank you for your help, adventurer. My part in my brother's ceremony is almost complete. Giving him his headdress and witnessing the ceremony are all my duty requires of me.
Alright, so did we do everything we wanted to do here? Yeah, looks like it. Time for us to hearth out of here. Back to Orgrimmar we go.
If we are to make these new lands ours,
there it
then
is,
we
right
must
there,
have
Orgrimmar.
places to rest our battle-weary bodies.
Something smells good.
Lay
You
your
don't
axe by
have
the
raw
fire
meat
and
on
share
you,
the
do you?
stories of your mighty battles.
Oh, wonderful. Those are fine cuts. These are from Zarg, are they?
Yeah, a couple
Orc
questions.
sure knows his way into a lady's heart. Oh, I can't wait to cook it, but not too much. It's best served rare, don't you think?
I've written a letter of thanks to Zarg. Will you deliver it for me? If you've already been to the crossroads and spoken with their Windrider master, then you can fly a Windrider back there. Take my letter to Doras, the Windrider master of Orgrimmar, and speak with him about transport to the crossroads.
Alright, there we go. Not bad.
Victory!
Made a little bit of coin back. We're at 24 silver now. Just want to see if the shield is good.
Would you rather trust your goods with a goblin?
It's better than... No, the shield. The shield has less armor and less block.
Abu.
So we will be selling it. This is taking us... Should we deliver this? Should we go over here first? It's the letter? Grishka's letter. Dear Zarg, the steaks you sent me are fine, well, marbled. Thickly sliced and packed in boar fat. They're just how I like them. When I eat them later, I will think of you as I gnaw on the last bits of bone and grizzle. I will close my eyes and see your strong, scarred hands chopping and cutting. Ha, that reminds me of when you had your accident and lost a finger. Oh, Zarg. Thinking of that day makes me giggle like a little girl. You're so cute when you're bleeding. Grishka. Well, she sounds like a an interesting lady. That must be, that's orc love, you know what I mean? It's aggressive. Alright, so we have another quest here to turn into Nero? Is that inside the dungeon? Was this inside the dungeon, maybe? Search for the lost satchel? Mar Grim Totem's corpse. I guess we gotta find that inside. I know where that is. There's a succubus quest right there. Warlock's getting her succubus. Alright, not bad. I guess we'll turn in this. I forgot that this is inside the dungeon. That was my bad. Yeah, we got a little bit of silver back, a bunch of abilities. One thing I should have done, I should have picked up the sword and shield, but I'd have to write it into the add-on, see if it would work. So it would be cool to do that. You go Berserker Rage, you go in with your... The problem is you lose all your rage when you swap. At max level, you don't do that because you get a talent called Anger Management. I'm not too sure if that's in arms. Yeah, it's Tactical Mastery. I mean, you retain up to, I think it's like 25. That's when you max it out. 25 rage points when you switch stances. It's good to have, especially as a tank. So right now, if we like say charge in with battle stance, we get a little bit of rage. Switch to defensive stance, we lose our rage, which really sucks. I haven't really set up our defensive stance bar. We just have Revenge. Rogue Strike you can do. Taunt you would want. Sunder. Shield Block. Taunt. Shield Bash. There you go. What rage we got here? Guess you can fall to your death in Orgrimmar. Orgrimmar is kind of dangerous too. Like up here, if you fall, maybe you die.
You haven't lived until you've looked down on the world.
You need one of my Wind Riders.
You have to get this to the crossroads in the Barrens. Yes, I can get you there. My Wind Riders are trained to fly to many different places, as long as you have already been to that place and spoken with the Wind Rider Master there. You have been to the crossroads and spoken to their Wind Rider Master Devrak, so now you can fly directly to him from here. Once you're at the crossroads, you can deliver Grishka's letter to Zarg.
Let's go deliver it.
Speak with me when you are ready to go.
I think we're probably going to keep leveling up. Oh, damn it. I guess we're going to end RFC with a two-handed weapon. But I feel like turning this in, maybe we'll do an episode where we just like level up the two-handed weapon a little bit more. We didn't really get as high as I wanted to, but we got to 71, which should be fine in RFC, but maybe we'll do an episode where we get a little bit higher. And then we'll try to find a DPS spot for RFC and just cross our fingers and hopefully we don't have a tank that you know, pulls a bunch of stuff and gets us killed. Cool thing is we can tank. We can, you know, switch to D-stance and taunt and, you know, use a health pod and stuff like that. Especially if we go in with a Ren buff. If we get a Ren buff, that's probably better. Like, we don't even need a shield at that point. And it's actually easier to hold threat in arms or with a two-handed weapon because you hit harder, right? So if you hit harder, you know, you generate more threat. But we get hit, but we all, you know, we hit harder, we do get hit harder because we don't have a shield. Or less armor.
Have a look at my meats, friend. You won't want to go out into the Barrens without a good stock of provisions. I guess she liked it.
Nothing brings red to a lady's cheeks like a big, juicy steak. Thank you, adventurer. You've done me a great service. Here is some money for your trouble. And don't be surprised if I invite you to my wedding.
There we go. It was all worth it. All that traveling back and forth like that. Got a decent amount of XP. All right, guys. Well, there we go. We ventured to Thunder Bluff. We learned two-handed maces, turned in a few quests, and we've almost leveled it up to level 79. But that's going to be the end of today's episode, guys. Pretty nice that priest hooked us up there. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Keep your heads up. Later.
Stay strong.